Hello dear Culture subscribers. With more than 7.5 billion people on Earth, what does it take to stand out? As vast as this society is, it takes someone special to not only grab attention, but to inspire us all. I hope you are well prepared because today we will see incredible people who really exist, passing by the oldest man on Earth, the tallest man in the world, and many other interesting discoveries. You will very much enjoy it. Don't forget to support us with your likes and comments, and especially if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see our upcoming videos. Let's start directly with Francisco Domingo Joaquim. Have you ever seen the man with the biggest mouth in the world? This young Angolan man from Sambizanga has the biggest mouth in humanity. It measures 17 centimeters and 6.69 centimeters inside. Just imagine. With his surprising mouth, he won a prize in the Guinness World Record in 2011. He is able to swallow a can of Coke sideways in his mouth without feeling any kind of pain or making a great effort. It is elastic and it can also be pulled in all directions. Do you know Ehlers-Danlos syndrome? It's simply connective tissue disorders, so you can have super wide joints, also stretchy almost elastic skin or abnormal scarring. Gary Turner can stretch his skin up to 16 centimeters in length. Impressive. Listed in the Guinness World Records again, he has held the record for the most elastic skin in the world since 1999. He can do whatever he wants with his skin. Paul Mason, a 48-year-old Briton, is the fattest man in the world. He dethroned the Mexican Manuel Uribe, who lost 230 kilos. The English newspaper The Sun revealed that Mr. Mason's ambition was to enter the Guinness World Records. It is now done. Now he has to make a surgery to reduce the size of his stomach, as his weight puts his life in danger. Can you imagine going a day without arms or legs? How would you handle simple things like brushing your teeth, eating, or just walking across the room? When you are faced with a serious illness, you have to choose whether you will let it control and dictate your life, or you can choose to live your life despite it. Nick Vujicic's story is truly incredible. He was born without limbs, which means he has no arms or legs. He was born with a rare condition called tetraamelia syndrome, a rare abnormality that affects only a small percentage of the world's population. Despite the fact that he has no limbs, Vujicic manages to do quite well in his daily life. He found innovative ways to do the simplest things in life, like swimming or walking. Vujicic can even play golf while holding a club in his mouth. He is also one of the best-known speakers in the world. In addition to that, he is a Christian evangelist. He is constantly on tour, talking with people and giving speeches in front of thousands of people. In 2012, he married the love of his life, Kanae Miara. Since then, the couple have 2 sons and now live in Southern California. Asha Rani is known as the Steel Queen, and she's someone you shouldn't provoke. She first rose to fame in 2013 after successfully lifting over 70 pounds using only her ears in Britain's Got Talent. Mind-blowing, don't you think? She also managed to use her ears to lift a truck off the ground. And those aren't the only parts of her body that are strong. In 2014, she managed to tow a double-decker bus with her hair. Using just 2 pieces of hair again, Asha Rani lifted over 54 pounds. Her jaw and teeth are also incredibly powerful, and she managed to pull a car with them in about 22 seconds and over a distance of 25 meters. If you think that's extraordinary, Rani's exploits have not ceased to amaze you. Recently, she lifted about 15 kilos using her eye sockets without using her legs or hands, and even more incredible, she was able to lift those 15 kilos high enough to reach 15 centimeters. Jyoti Amge is the shortest woman in the world according to the Guinness Book of World Records. She is exactly 62 centimeters tall, which makes her smaller than a 2-year-old child. Taking that into account, she weighs around 5 kilos and her height is the result of a form of achondroplasia, a bone disease causing dwarfism. This means that it will never exceed its current size. She did, however, go to school when she was a child, and she even managed to get a desk and the smaller chairs in order to evolve in a risk-free environment. And because living life as a short person can be tough when navigating a world made for regular-sized people, Amge has all her clothes custom-made, her jewelry, and even her plates and silverware are also custom made, so everything can fit her size perfectly. Slavisa Pajkic, the Berry Man. Slavisa Pajkic, from the Puerto Rican region in Serbia, is known as the Berry Man for his amazing ability to withstand high voltage without hurting himself. Biba, as his friends know him, says electricity has no friends except him. He apparently discovered his incredible abilities when he was 17 and has had an incredible relationship with electricity ever since. It resists electricity and can even store and use it. He has already withstood a shock of 20,000 volts when we normal humans suffer serious damage from 50 volts. He has also managed to boil water in a pot just by holding it in his hand and light bulbs just by touching them. Slavisa claims that he might be an insulator, a conductor, an accumulator, or a radiator, as the case may be. So far, scientists haven't been able to figure out exactly how it does all these things. He can light a light bulb, cook a sausage, and even ignite alcohol-soaked things in his body, storing or acting as a conductor of electricity. Some reports say that due to a genetic defect, Slavisa Pajkic lacks sweat and salivary glands, and scientists suspect that the current does not actually pass through his body but passes outside his skin, which acts as a natural insulation. Jill Price, the woman with an incredible memory. She has hypermnesia. In other words, she can remember every day of her life without a problem and has an autobiographical memory, vastly superior to everyone else. She effortlessly remembers all the details and even public events like death of certain stars, past natural disasters. In this category, we can also cite Kim Peek, who died in 2009. He was able to remember everything he read. He could even read 2 pages simultaneously. He thus memorized 12,000 books and transcribed them at 98%, all almost perfectly. Unbelievable. Jaspreet Singh Kalra, the Rubber Man. This 18-year-old Indian boy has been ultra-flexible since a young age. He can turn his head 180 degrees, his arms 380 degrees, place his feet on his shoulders. We can't count how much he is able to do with his super flexible body. And all that without pain, of course. Kalra discovered his incredible ability to control his body into extreme positions 8 years ago when he started doing yoga. Dean Karnazes, the Tireless Man. His body's metabolism is able to remove lactates from the blood. Lactic acidosis is responsible for muscle cramps, heart pounding, lack of air, in short, all the symptoms we experience after intensive sport. Dean never feels this, and his only limit in his mind. We call him the Ultra-Marathon Man. When he was young, he ran for a charity where kids ran for money. The athletes in the group ran about 15 laps before collapsing, but Dean ran 105 laps before he was told to stop. He even ran once for 3 days and 3 nights in a row. But his greatest accomplishment is running 50 marathons in 50 days without giving his body time to recover. A normal human being would be able to do 1 to 3 marathons before experiencing physical pain, but this man did 50. And the only reason he stopped was because he felt like it. Wow. Veronica Seider, Eye of Lynx. Veronica Seider, a superhuman with remarkable powers, was born in West Germany in 1951. Veronica, like any other German child, went to school and eventually enrolled at the University of Stuttgart in West Germany. This woman has eyesight 20 times better than normal. She is able to recognize someone or see details from a mile away. She is the person who manages to see the furthest in the world without technological aid. She holds the record for human visual acuity. Visual acuity in normal human eyes is 20 by 20, while Veronica's was around 20 by 2. She can easily and quickly recognize individuals at a distance of a mile, and can also calculate their relative distance to her. It was further reported that she was also able to identify a microscopic-sized object. For her superhuman vision ability, Veronica Seider earned her name in the Guinness Book of World Records in 1972. The oldest man in the world is Puerto Rican, whose name is Emilio Flores Márque, according to the official record of Guinness World Records. He was born on August 8, 1908 in Carolina, Puerto Rico, and is therefore now 113 years old. He is the eldest of a family of 11 children. From an early age, Emilio helped his father in their sugarcane farm. He was often responsible for watering and loading sugarcane into wagons for transport. Affectionately known as Don Milo, he died on August 12, 2021, just 4 days after his 113th birthday. He attributed his longevity to living a compassionate life. He is the oldest man with a certificate. The oldest person to have lived all time is Jeanne Calment from France, who lived to be 122 years old and 164 days. Now it's your turn to tell us in the comments which of these incredible people surprised you the most. See you next for a new video. Goodbye, Cartoon Nation.